Welcome to the Emberhart podcast. This is episode 38. The Road Less Traveled, Lessons on Delayed Gratification and Responsibility. Dear Amelia Emberhart. Life is difficult. That is how the book The Road Less Traveled begins, blunt, honest, and strangely comforting. It does not promise an easy life, but it offers something far more valuable, a way to face the difficulty with strength, grace, and meaning. I hope that you and I, together, can build a life that is not free from struggle, but difficult for the right reasons. A life where the challenges we choose shape our character, and the pain we endure becomes part of our strength. I recently read this book, and while it offers many thoughtful lessons, I found myself especially drawn to its first section, discipline. This part of the book outlines 4 essential tools: delaying gratification, accepting responsibility, dedication to truth, and balancing, that together form the foundation of mature living. Let us begin our journey through the first 2. These are not just ideas to think about, Amelia, they are practices to live by. Delaying gratification. Choosing to suffer now in order to experience a greater reward later. Most people instinctively avoid discomfort, whether it is emotional, physical, or mental. But that very discomfort is often the path to growth. Pain is not the enemy. It is a teacher. Delaying gratification is the foundation of all self-discipline. It separates the adult mind from the childish one. Every meaningful achievement, whether it is building a strong body, mastering a skill, or earning someone's trust, demands effort over time. Without the ability to say, I will suffer a little now for something better later, progress is impossible. Discipline teaches them, and us, to imagine a future self and care for it. The person who can sacrifice today for tomorrow begins to shape their own destiny instead of reacting to their emotions. This is not about one-time sacrifices. It is about daily micro-decisions. Waking up early to train when it is cold. Choosing vegetables over sweets when no one is watching. Finishing homework when scrolling through videos feels easier. Speaking calmly when anger is bubbling up. These moments may seem small, but over time, they build the shape of your life. The child in us wants everything now, the adult is patient and purposeful. Here is a story. There was a young pianist who wanted to play at her school's talent show. She had talent, but not much discipline. For weeks, she procrastinated, playing only when she felt like it. But one of her classmates, who started with less skill, practiced every day, even when she was tired or uninspired. When the day of the show arrived, the difference was clear. One girl hoped for magic, the other had prepared for it. The girl who practiced chose short-term discomfort for long-term pride. That is discipline. And that is maturity. Call to action, Amelia, think of the times you have found yourself stuck on the sofa, scrolling through endless videos or feeds. What if you use just 15 minutes of that time to build something, write a story, practice a skill, or organize your room? That small act of delay could shape the future you. Try it today. Acceptance of responsibility. Mental health begins when we recognize, I am responsible for my life. There is no growth without ownership. When people say, it is not my fault, they often mean, I do not want to deal with it. But even when something is not your fault, it may still be your responsibility. That is not self-blame, that is self-leadership. Peck warns us of 2 traps. Neurotic over-responsibility, where people blame themselves for everything, leading to guilt and anxiety. Character-disordered avoidance, where people blame others for everything, leading to entitlement and stagnation. Wisdom lies in knowing what is yours to own, and owning it with courage. Blaming others feels easier. It is my sister's fault, I yelled. My teacher did not explain it well enough. It is always like this in my family. These statements feel safe in the moment. But they keep you stuck. They remove your power. Blaming others is a form of psychological self-protection, but those narratives keep us trapped. They rob us of agency. Taking responsibility is hard because it means confronting your flaws, failures, and patterns, but it is also the path to self-respect. You cannot change others. But you can choose your next move. Responsibility does not mean perfection. It means you are willing to respond, to learn, adjust, and move forward. When you mess up, own it. When something feels unfair, respond anyway. The greatest psychological strength lies in those who do not flinch from accountability, even when it costs them comfort or pride. Responsibility leads to freedom. Ironically, the more you take responsibility for your life, your emotions, habits, relationships, and growth, the more power you gain. You no longer feel like a victim of circumstances. You become a creator. This is especially vital for identity development. If you do not claim your story, someone else will write it for you. Here is a story. Imagine you are part of a school project with two classmates. One forgets their part, and the other is distracted. You did your part, but the whole project fails. It is tempting to throw your hands up and say, well, it is not my fault. But what if you took initiative? What if you talked to the teacher, rewrote the missing part, and helped your team improve next time? That would take maturity. And it would teach you that leadership starts where blame ends. Call to action. Amelia, it is so easy to blame your sisters. Or point to your mother when something feels unfair. But here is the truth. Real strength begins the moment you say, this is mine to handle. Try this. Let us say you forgot your sports gear and missed practice. You could say, well, no one reminded me. Or you could say, next time, I will pack the night before. That simple shift, from blame to responsibility, will change your life more than you can imagine. These two tools, delaying gratification and accepting responsibility, are hard. But they are also the beginning of freedom. In the next letter, I will write to you about the final two tools, dedication to truth and balancing. Until then, remember, you are not alone on this road. But it is yours to walk. This is your moment. Take command and show us the path. That wraps our discussion today. Thank you for listening. Choosing to wait, to do the hard thing now for a better tomorrow, and taking full ownership of your path, are not just disciplines. They are gifts you give your future self. They are how you shape your identity instead of letting the world do it for you. I would love to hear how this connects with your own journey. Come join the conversation on Instagram @EmberhartCo, and share your thoughts or a moment when you chose discipline over ease. Until next time, stay steady and brave. This road is worth it.